Hi, my name is Fatima Iqbal. I'm with Azzad Asset Management. Today I'm here with Christian Greiner, the lead portfolio manager of the Azzad Ethical Fund, here to talk to Christian about how the fund did in the first quarter of 2016. So thanks for having us, Christian.
Oh, no problem.
To get us started, if you can kind of give us an overview of what was happening in the markets in the first quarter this year.
Well, there was a lot that was happening in the markets, of course, in the first quarter here. When you take a look at how the S&P 500 performed for the quarter, it was up about 1.3%. And that's a little bit misleading. We had a lot of volatility during the quarter, to say the least. At one point in February, the index was down over 11% before storming back like it did in the last half of the quarter. And there are a couple reasons for that, of course. There was concerns over global growth in China, as well as some uncertainty about the path that the Fed will be taking with tightening over the next year or two. So when we take a look at that, we take a look at how mid-cap growth stocks performed versus the S&P 500, this was a quarter where mid-cap growth underperformed. Overall, mid-cap growth stocks were up about 0.6%. When we take a look at the broader themes within the market, small underperformed large. Again, this is really a trend that we saw in 2015 that's continuing now. What has sort of reversed, though, in this quarter was that value outperformed growth. If you recall, over the last 18 months or so, the growth over value trade has been a really profitable one. So we were waiting to see some reversal in that, and we saw that in the first quarter. When we take a look at what drives some of the stock returns, this was another area where we saw a little bit of reversal from 2015. And that is that the price momentum trade broke down. We're starting to see really that investors might be concerned about valuations again, things like PE. So we'll be interested to see if that trend continues. When we take a look at industries that outperformed, really this was a quarter where a lot of safety sectors, the areas that people perceive as places to be during times of market turmoil, really outperformed. Telecom and utilities were up 15%. Consumer staples also outperformed. On the downside, were banks and biopharmas, which were the notable underperformers during the quarter.
Okay, so how did all of this really help the Azzad Ethical Fund?
Well, when we take a look at our performance over the quarter and what really helped us, the first thing we take a look at is within the consumer discretionary sector. Within there, the consumer durable sector was probably our best performing industry. If you remember, late in 2015, we sort of refocused onto some growth stories within there, got rid of some of those that were going to be a little bit longer term stories. And that really helped us here in the first quarter. Along those same lines, retailers. We also focused on the middle income consumer, and a couple of those names really outperformed for us during the first quarter. Also, what helped was the information technology sector, namely outperformance in the software space. Software and services actually had a pretty tough quarter compared to the rest of the market, but a couple of our names really bucked that trend, helping us outperform.
Okay, well that's good, but is there anything really that hurt the fund's performance?
Yes, we touched on a little bit earlier that biopharma underperformed. And those that are in the fund know that healthcare is our largest overweight. So just being overweight healthcare hurt us. When we take a look at the biopharma that we own, you have to remember that we are in names that we like to think are a little bit farther along, more established biopharma names. But our overweight within the healthcare sector, a lot of it actually is in the other part of healthcare, which is the healthcare equipment and services sector. And within there, our names actually outperformed the industry. What also hurt us was the material sector. We had a name that's usually a really steady performer for us, have a disappointing quarter. We'll be keeping an eye on them, but we're hoping that this was just a one-time occurrence. And the capital goods sector also underperformed for us. We had a couple companies that sell into the auto sector and the energy industry, and those were hurt by some slow end market demands.
All right. Well, thank you again, Christian, for that update. We thank Christian here at Ziegler Capital Management. They are the portfolio managers for the Azzad Ethical Fund. For Azzad Asset Management, I'm Fatima Iqbal. Thank you for watching.